Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Zach, this is Cody. Today we're going to talk about the new Hoyt Twin Turbo. Alright guys, like I said, we're talking about the new Hoyt Twin Turbo. So we're going to go over the specs of these bows. We're going to shoot a couple different arrows through them.
Yep.
And see who this bow is designed for. But before we do that, you'll notice that we're in different clothes than what you're going to see in here in just a second. We actually made a mistake.
Yes.
So Cody, what was the mistake we just made?
So we're trying to take ownership of this. Zach actually brought it to my attention one night. He goes, dude, these cams look almost identical in a sense. And we got to rummaging around. We actually called our rep. And he goes, yeah, they're actually the same cam. It's just different mods. So in years past, Hoyt has always done a number 3 cam and a number 2 cam on a turbo bow.
Right.
Now, ordering the bows this year, that's what we had to do as well, write down a 2 cam or a 3 cam. But then everything got moved to mods. So under my mistake, these are actually the same cam. Just like on the other bows, this has a 2 mod and a 3 mod. So the 2 mod goes from 25 to 28, and the 3 mod goes from 28.5 to 30. So these bows are going to be built for, you know, everyone in between those draw lengths. As far as if you're a shorter draw length guy, good. You can, you know, make some stuff work with a turbo now.
Right.
You know, without having to do a different cam or anything like that.
Right. So whenever we get on the range, you'll see we actually refer to them as a 2 cam and a 3 cam. Disregard, it's a 2 mod and a 3 mod. They are the same cam, it's just a different mod.
Just a different mod.
So let's get into it. Let's look at the specs of these bows, Cody. So the Twin Turbo, what do we got?
So we're starting out with the axle to axle. I really like this axle to axle. It's 33. It's a happy medium, all right? Brace height, just under 6. It's 5 7/8. Other than that, the only thing I can complain on, I feel like, is just the riser. And it's an RX-5 riser, just put with the new Twin Turbo cam, the HBX Twin Turbo. And the bow is actually really quick. You'll see later on in this video, this thing puts out some really good numbers.
It does.
But as far as that, we have the integrated portion right here. You can still do your quiver, integrated rest. In the box, you'll have your side plate right here, so you can do the Picatinny sight, just like on all the other points. Other than that, man, it's a good feeling bow, just a hair under 6-inch brace height, 33 inches ATA, and it's 350 feet a second IBO. The thing feels good, it holds good.
It does. It's smooth.
Hoyt made a good bow, you know? I mean, and you have the adjustable let off from 85 to 80% on these. So.
Right. Well, what about, so a Twin Turbo, a turbo, who's shooting a turbo? Like, who would want this bow?
You have 2 different types of people. Me, shorter draw lengths, I want something a little bit more efficient, a little bit faster. That way I can, you know, shoot that 450 to 500 grain arrow if I need to, or even larger,
right, and
still get decent speeds out of them. Or you have your speed guys, something that just want to shoot
numbers.
something quick.
Yep.
And this is a manageable bow.
It
this
is.
Thing, the valley on it is not super, you know, it's not a super long valley, but it's not shallow like it has been in years past with the Hoyts. It's probably one of the best turbos they've ever made, I think.
Yeah, like I said, after shooting it, I mean, it is incredibly smooth.
Indeed.
Bow. It's
Indeed
definitely
it is.
not what you're expecting when you shoot a turbo.
Yep.
So let's go ahead, let's get these bows, let's head over to the range, and we'll put them through the chronograph and get some real world speeds for you guys.
Sounds good to me. These are, check them out, man. These things, I'm very impressed with them.
They are.
They're sweet shooters.
Let's head over there now.
Alright guys, we're back on the range. We've got the Twin Turbo. This is the number 2 cam. We're going to see what the physical weight of the bow is, and then we're going to see what the peak draw weight is on this bow. We just got a Last Chance Archery HS3 scale. Let's see more. I'm just going to hang it from the D-loop, and this is with a whisker biscuit on there. Alright. So we got it registered at 5.2 as a let off of it. So 5.8, I'm going to say 5.2 was the last number I saw on here. And then we're going to do the draw weight. Here's a tip that we see a lot of. Bows blown up. People drawing them back without an arrow. I don't care if you're at home, shooting it at the couch. Always have an arrow in your bow if you're going to draw it back. You can see 70.3. 10.9 is my holding weight. And we're going to start with the 450 grain arrow, and then we have a 510 grain arrow is what we're going to shoot. And I'm going to grab my release real quick. What y'all know about that? Y'all seen that new yet? That Onyx? This thing feels really good. Very smooth draw for a turbo cam for sure. So 281 for the 450 grain arrow. Now we got the 511 for 510. It registered 510.5, so we're going to say 510.
How do you want me to? Can you help by anything?
I'm going to really feel this draw cycle out. Right there. A little bit of a valley right there. A little bit of a dump. Nothing crazy though. And we got 264 for the 510. So it's pretty decent numbers, especially at 28 inches. There's a little bit of a dump, and I think when we change this to 80%, that's going to change. There's not going to be as much fall off into the to the back wall, which I don't like. I don't like a big rollover or a big dump. I like something very subtle into the wall. That way I'm not thrown off target when I'm aiming and stuff like that. Other than that, it's a very dead in the hand Hoyt, very dead in the hand feel as far as for a speedbow. You don't really see that a lot. Hoyt gets a thumbs up on it. Anything other than that, I think that it's a good raw arrow speed for what we're seeing with a 450 and a 511 or 510. We're going to put this at 80%. We're going to do the same thing again. All right, guys, so we switched it from 85 to 80%. And all that is you're just literally changing this draw stop post right here. You're taking out that screw, and we'll show you how that's done here in a minute. Replacing it, sliding this up. And where the screw is at is where the let off will be. So the screw is closest to 80%. That's where we're going to be. We're actually going to shorten the draw length just a touch, probably a 1/4 inch. But we're going to weigh it this time and see what the actual holding weight is now that it's at 80%. Let's get a feel for it. And always remember, have an arrow loaded in your bow. All right. So it went from 10 pounds to 15.3. So I'm wondering if this is going to affect speed. It's going to actually take away from it because you're taking away from the draw length. We're about to find out though. We've got our 415 right here, or 450, excuse me. Sorry, I had to get my handed in to release. We got the 450, and then we have the 510 again. Let's see what we're rolling with. So this arrow last time shot around like 281, 283, I believe. Let's see what we're getting out of it now. Oh, it is. The valley's a lot shorter now. You're holding on to it. It didn't change it. It just made it a little bit less, of a dump. It's kind of a touch more jumpy. So personally, I don't mind the holding weight. It feels good. It feels really good. All right, got the 511, and you'll see. I mean, it is a lot shorter of a valley. .263. So there's no difference in speed going from that. Yeah, that 85 to 80% post. I think that's a nice little option as far as if you want something that's not going to dump into the back wall, go with 80%. If you want something a little bit in the sense of more of a comfortable shooting bow, roll with the 85. But other than that, damn good shooting bow. Hardly any vibration in it. I don't feel anything in it at all. I mean, all we got is this little nub on here. So if you add some more weight on, it's going to take anything that's out of it. But good job, Hoyt. This thing feels good. The grip's phenomenal on it. We're going to shoot the 3 cam now. I'm going to have Zach shoot it because I am way too short armed to draw that thing back at 30 inches. And I'm sure this guy's going to put up some stupid speed, so stay tuned.
All right, guys, so this is the Twin Turbo with the number 3 cam, and it is at 70 pounds. I'm actually going to check the draw weight on it. Cody, if you don't mind, hand me that scale. Let's see. So 70.6 pounds. This is at 85%. The holding weight is 13.5 pounds. Wow. All right. This is a 450 grain arrow. 30 inches, 70 pounds, 85%. It's smooth. It's got at 30 inches, it's got a little hump right at the end. .301 at 85%. Let's see. So 301. That was with 450 grains. All right, let's shoot it at. This is with 510 grains. So let's see. 290. So 510 grains, 290 feet per second. Not what I was expecting out of a turbo bow. I mean, this thing is incredibly smooth. At 85% at 30 inches, it's got a little bit of a hump at the back, back half of the draw cycle, but it is incredibly smooth. Holding weight was, I think, like 13 pounds. Yeah, this bow, I mean, this thing is smooth. For a turbo, it's definitely not what I was expecting. So I'm gonna go ahead and change it out to 80% and see what the draw cycle feels like on that and see if it changes up the speeds at all. So we'll swap those out real quick. All right, so I just swapped it out to 80%. We're gonna go back to this 450 grain arrow. We're still at 30 inches. Let's see what the draw cycle is like and see if the speeds have changed at all. Oh, it's ready to go.
They're right here with all the other ones, and then a circle one with the muzzy faces.
309.
And I didn't know.
So
And then,
it gained a little bit going to 80% on this. So 309 with a 450 grain arrow.
here, and she just saw me realize.
Let's see. So 510 right here. This draw line's a little long on me. Whew. She's ready to go.
Rally's going.
Yeah, it is. It's ready to go. Got to stay on the back wall on this thing. 290.
Stayed the same.
It did.
I guess
So
the efficiency is on that lighter arrow. It's going to push it a little bit more.
yeah, I mean, it feels good at 80% to me versus the 85%. And actually, let's go ahead and check the holding weight on it. Hand me that arrow real quick. So we're going to check the holding weight on this at 80% too, just to see what the difference is. Let's see. So 15.9 pounds. So just a hair, a little different. But just for fun, we've got a 350 grain arrow right here. So we're gonna see what it's doing at that 80%, just to see. So 350 grains. Let's see. Oh God, that thing is ready to run away.
It's hitting IBO.
It's hitting IBO. That's
Yeah.
345.
And that's with a loop and through a biscuit. I mean, you know, it's even got the hole shots. I think these take up some vibration, but I think these ultimately, I think if we took these out, this would give us 5 feet. That's the bow's hitting IBO. Good job on Hoyt for that.
Yeah, they're killing it, man. And this turbo's smooth. Like I said, this cam, for whatever reason, it's not what I expected shooting a turbo. I expected something a lot more aggressive, a lot rougher, but this is smooth pretty much through the draw cycle. And at 80%, it rolls over nicely, but you got to hold on to it. It's ready to go.
All right, so we're back here again. We got the twin turbos. My overall impression, I dig it. The only, like I said, the only thing I would have changed on the bow is the riser.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have ran the RX-5 riser. And like I said, I understand from a manufacturing standpoint on why you're trying to be conservative with money and everything, especially with the supply chain as broken as it is. So I can respect that. Hopefully in the next year or two they come out with a newer, updated twin turbo riser. This is a phenomenal shooting bow.
It is.
And I love the fact that they've got a rotating mod on a turbo. On your past turbo models, you've had to actually buy a separate mod for a cam. So being that this is a rotating mod, you know it's not 75% let off like the years past. So it's a more enjoyable shooting bow than the other turbos that have been about.
It absolutely is. Like I said, I was completely surprised by the draw cycle of this
Yeah.
bow. When I think turbo or I think speed bow, I'm thinking more aggressive, a harsher draw cycle. You do have to be ready. You do have to hold on. As you
Yeah.
can see, this thing was ready to run away. You put
At
it at 80%, she's ready to roll.
The valley gets shortened a touch on it. What's interesting to me is yours was holding 15 and then 15.9, and mine jumped up 5 pounds. So I'm guessing in these discrepancy between the 3 cam and the 2 cam, you might notice that. Now, if you're a 28-inch draw, definitely go with this. I'm not sure if this one will go down to 28. I think it stops at 28
It
and a
stops
half.
at 28.
Yep, stops at 28 and a half. This one goes, from A to D on this. So, and this one literally goes from E to K. So, I mean, if you're a shorter draw length person, go with the 2 cam. If you want some nasty speeds out of a bow and you're a 29-inch guy, 29 and a half inch draw length guy, that bow's that's a contender right there. That thing's moving. I love the fact it's 33 inches long too. It's nice and stable. It feels really good in the hand too. The grip on it, this has probably been one of my favorite Hoyt grips, just the RX-5 grip in general.
Yep.
Feels very repeatable. Just like the new
It doesn't
Vital Point.
roll. It doesn't want to rotate.
Correct.
It just feels good. And like you said, it is very repeatable. And just like you said, feels good in the hand.
Indeed, indeed. They got sharp colors. I mean, they've got 10 different options, color options for that, and you have a couple different weight poundages you can do as far as draw weight. But other than that, you can't do 80s on this, which I don't see the need for an 80-pound turbo. That would be ridiculous.
So this bow's hitting IBO.
It's hitting IBO all
which
day
is,
long.
you know, not
It's nice
a lot
to
of the bows this year have kind of, a few of them have been, you know,
Slump down from it. You know?
yeah, but this hit, you know, with a 350 grain arrow at 30 inches, 80%, we hit 345 feet per second.
And I think if you would have went to 85, I wonder what the speed differences would be. Maybe we can do that next time in another video.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, make sure, Zach will tell you, follow us on our socials, and it's extreme_outfitters on Instagram. And
Yep.
I mean, we have a ton of YouTube videos in the works we're making and stuff. But drop a comment down below on what you'd like to see. We have a bunch of new products coming in. As you can see, I was shooting the new Stand Onyx. Expect a review on that. We also have the hinge model and the resistance in that in stock as well.
Yep.
But and there's some new releases from Trueball coming out. The executives, they're coming through as well.
Lots of new product
Indeed.
that we'll be dropping, and we're doing the best we can. We're a small team. We're a family-owned business, so a small business. But we're doing the best we can to keep up with the demand, and also putting out content for you guys. So like Cody says, drop a message or drop a comment below. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, but also make sure you're following our social. All the links will be in the description below. Make sure you check out Extreme Hunter Athlete too. If you're interested in physical fitness, bow hunting, 3D archery, or any of that, it's an event we do annually, and I'm actually teaming up with a buddy of mine who has a pretty extensive background, and we are transitioning more to a lifestyle brand with this. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be dropping some new things on Extreme Hunter Athlete's social media pages as well.
That's always a good time, man. Every time I look forward to Extreme Hunter Athlete. Whenever it rolls around in that time frame, summertime up to August, we get some guys in here that are getting after it. And what's cool is we're actually drawing a lot more attention to it. We got guys that are thinking about doing it. I've never would have thought, you know, that are actually hitting the gym now, and you know, and parents are wanting to get into it with their kids and everything. So that's really cool.
And that's a big part of it too. You know, we want to get families involved. We want to get kids outdoors, you know, off the couch. So there'll be some divisions for, you know, youth teams, for parent and child teams. I mean, but the ultimate goal is just encouraging people to get outside and do something. And what better way to do it than, you know, with your bow, a pack, and in the woods. So be sure to check that out.
It is a culmination of fitness and archery, man. You can't get better than that. That's a good time. That's a good time indeed.
So we appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys are following along. We'll be we're trying to drop videos once a week. So, you know, keep following us, and anything you guys want to see, put in the comments below, but we'll see you in the next video.
See ya.